Greetings, we'll cover a few details about Alexander Graham Bell and his life in a succinct manner. Here is a short rundown of his early years, education, career, persona, notable works, accolades, and demise. The first workable telephone was patented by Scottish-born engineer, scientist, and inventor Alexander Graham Bell. In 1885, he also participated in founding the American Telephone and Telegraph Company. Also known as Alexander Bell, known as the father of the telephone, Alexander Graham Bell was a Scottish-American scientist and inventor. Co-founder of American Telephone and Telegraph Company, AT&T. Born March 3, 1847, Edinburgh, United Kingdom. Died August 2, 1922, Bainbridge, Nova Scotia, Canada. Father, Alexander Melville Bell. Mother, Eliza Grace. Spouse, Mabel Gardiner Hubbard. Siblings, Melville James Bell, Edward Charles Bell. Children, Elsie May Bell Grosvenor Myers, Edward Bell, Marion Hubbard Bell Fairchild, Robert Bell. He was born on March 3, 1847, to Professor Alexander Melville Bell, and his wife Eliza Grace Simons in Edinburgh, Scotland. Melville James Bell and Edward Charles Bell, his two brothers, both passed away from tuberculosis. In order to assist deaf youngsters in learning to talk, his father created the visible speech technique and taught elocution to the deaf. The majority of his early schooling was provided by his deaf mother, a pianist and painter of extraordinary talent. He attended regular schools for brief periods of time throughout his early years, including Edinburgh's Royal High School, which he graduated from at the age of 15. He first enrolled at the University of Edinburgh, before transferring to the University College in London, England, although he didn't acquire the same kind of formal education as his contemporaries in Victorian Britain. The Bell family relocated to Canada in 1870, for the protection of his health following the deaths of two of his brothers. He started working on delivering telephonic communications in order to further his father's efforts of educating deaf people to communicate. He established the School of Vocal Physiology and Mechanics of Speech in Boston in 1872, where he instructed students in elocution. He was named the Boston University School of Oratory's Vocal Physiology and Elocution professor in 1873. He worked to develop the harmonic telegraph, while maintaining his career as a teacher in order to send several telegraph messages concurrently over a single cable. He was also fascinated to a different concept of human speech transmission over wires. Thomas Watson, a talented electrician he hired as an assistant in 1874, created the tools and equipment he required to carry out the project. They worked on both the harmonic telegraph and a voice transmission device during the ensuing years, forming a strong cooperation in the process. When he called his assistant on March 10, 1876, he made the first understandable telephone call, which Alexander Graham Bell recorded in his lab notes, as, "Mr. Watson, come here, I want to see you." The initial call was made to Watson, who then answered it after hearing his voice through the wire. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled in Bell's favor, after a legal dispute with inventor Elisha Gray, who claimed his invention of the telephone predated Bell's. As a result, the Bell Telephone Company was established in 1877. He developed the graphophone and other early sound recording devices by 1883, as well as a magnetic recording method that was a precursor to tape recording. His interests started to shift away from sound transmission and recording, toward transportation technology around the end of the 19th century. He became passionate about flying and assisted in founding the Aerial Experiment Association in 1907. He also worked on watercraft innovations that helped shape the hydrofoil craft between 1906 and 1919. He wed Mabel Hubbard, a deaf student who was 10 years his junior, in 1877. She had scarlet fever when she was 5 years old, which caused her to lose her hearing. Elsie May Bell and Marion Hubbard Bell, two of their daughters, were among their 4 children. Sadly, both of their sons, Robert and Edward, passed away in infancy. He is most known for his groundbreaking contributions to the creation of the telephone. The first workable telephone was designed and patented by him and his helper, Thomas Watson. His later life was defined by numerous more inventions, such as the improvement of the phonograph. His other noteworthy contributions were in the areas of aeronautics and hydrofoils. He had a total of 18 patents, under his name only, and another 12 that he shared with partners. He participated in the 1888 founding of the National Geographic Society and presided over it, from 1896 to 1904. The French government awarded him the Légion d'honneur, Legion of Honor, in 1881. He received the Albert Medal for the telephone in 1902, from the Society of Arts in London, England. He received the Elliott Cresson Medal in Engineering from the Franklin Institute in 1912, for electrical transmission of articulate speech. For meritorious achievement in the invention of the telephone, he received the AIEE's Edison Medal in 1914. In addition, he was awarded at least a dozen honorary degrees from various universities, including 8 honorary LL.DS, doctorates of law, 2 PhDs, AD.Sc, and an MD. Due to complications from diabetics, he passed away on August 2, 1922, at his personal estate in Bainbridge, Nova Scotia, Canada. Every phone on the North American continent was silent for 1 minute during his funeral.